Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Cave Story. On the last episode, you basically watched me trip over my own feet time and time again as I tried to defeat the bosses, kill the jellyfish, and basically just move around in the grass world. But we also accomplished our objective of finding all of the items we need to make this bomb, jellyfish innards, charcoal, and gum base. The anarchist cookbook right there. But now that we've gotten the explosives, unfortunately, we will never see Malco again, that insane but also awesome robot. I love how he says, go on, blow that door up. It always makes me, harkens back to the Ronald Reagan, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall speech. But, that could just be me. The more I think about it, the more I think that is probably just me. Especially considering that a lot of people watching this probably weren't alive when that speech happened. And, in fact, I barely was alive when that speech happened. But in any case, that's enough of a Reagan-era digression as we set this explosive and blow this strange green-haired man out of his quite expansive prison. I love the look on Kazuma's face. It always looks like he's smelling a particularly good cheese or something. It's that's good Parmesan. So, Kazuma is in league with us and against the Doctor, but he just got here through some random teleporter incident, apparently. And his connection to us is that Sue is his sister, obviously, as we learned when we talked to her in the Mamiga village and also when we rescued her in the egg corridor. But now we have a new arrival as well, Professor Booster, wearing some dope-ass 3D goggles. Dude just got back from seeing fucking Avatar or something. How was it, man? Or maybe he's like Cyclops, and those are just keeping Kazuma and Quote from being totally flayed by his sweet eye lasers. I will burn you. So we have this weird little exchange where, Booster just kind of has an Alzheimer's attack and is like, oh, no, actually, I don't know him. But of course, this is hinting at some kind of turmoil under the surface. Obviously, Professor Booster knows more about us than we even know about ourselves. Or at least, if this is your first time playing through the game, then you would know about yourself. So yes, while I was digressing, we learned that the Doctor has actually uncovered the red flowers, and we're a little bit unsure what the red flowers do, but we know it turns normal Mamigas into enraged Mamigas. And then the Doctor is planning on loosing these Mamigas on the Earth for his own vile interests. So of course these assholes decide, sorry Quote, only room for 2 on this motorbike. You can just walk back, that's not going to be a problem, right? And there you go in the wrong direction. And of course the thing malfunctions. Who would have thought that right outside of a building so rusty that the door doesn't even have a keyhole anymore, that there would be a motorbike that doesn't function perfectly? It just boggles the mind, it really does. So, basically it's the same thing we did in the egg corridor, where now we have to work our way back to Mamiga Village to progress in the story and the game as a whole. But, unlike that one, we actually, this is worthwhile. It's a good thing they didn't just teleport us back, because I would like to pick up some more jellyfish juice. Getting 1 extra jellyfish juice before you leave is quite handy because it means that you can pick up actually a new weapon. A weapon that is somewhat useless at the start, but is quite handy as you get closer to the end of the game, or as you just level it up. And in fact, I consider it almost an essential item for my strategy of actually beating the final boss, so I'm going to spare no expense and no time in actually picking this up. Spare no effort is what I meant to say. But unfortunately, this means conquering my Everest again, the section right here where we have to deal with the jellyfish and the power critters. And I'm going to try to do it as non-confrontationally as possible, I think. Or maybe I'll just, let's just roll in and kill everything that we have to anyway. Better safe than sorry at this point, because I haven't saved in a little while. I haven't saved in, 10 or 15 seconds, so I'm starting to get a little bit anxious about things. This power critter was a little bit stronger. Oh, my Polar Star leveled down, that explains it. It's actually a lot, that experience on your, losing experience on your gun when you get hit comes into play a lot more towards this point in the game, where you're getting hit a lot by enemies, and potentially one hit can take you from, max to level 3, and then another hit takes you from level 3 to level 2. You can lose power on your gun really fast, so for a lot of the later bosses, the most important strategy is, get hit as little as possible, because experience drops are sometimes infrequent as well. So this has gone relatively well thus far, because I was a little bit, I guess a little bit cautious in my pursuit of this jellyfish juice as compared to the last video. But now all we have to do is get out of here, and then we can use the healing and save point that is right around the corner as soon as we get back to the Mimiga village inside of Arthur's house. So we are done with Grasstown for now. There's the remnants of the motorbike that Kazuma and Professor Booster were driving, but thankfully they are still okay, as we will soon learn. Yes, I would love to go to Arthur's house. I thought you'd never ask, Arthur. So now we're going to get a little bit more of an expansion on the story. We find out that the Mimigas are the Doctor's version of weapons. So the game, far from taking place in like an alternate universe, or a dimension far, far away, is actually tying into Earth a little bit. Is that the Doctor wants to take over the Earth. For what reasons, we can only guess. But we learn that the red flowers turn the Mimigas into weapons of death, which is kind of an overstatement, especially if you've got good weapons. They're actually quite easy to beat, at least for us, but maybe, the average human would be totally torn to shreds by this rabbit that came straight out of Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail. We need the Holy Hand Grenade to take down this Mimiga army. Or the Holy Hand Grenade Launcher. So yes, we learned that the Mimiga village also was not normally this sparse. It, in fact, used to be bustling. It used to be like Watership Down over here, but then bad things happened when the Doctor got his clutches on the Mimigas. So naturally we'll save, as I am wont to do, refill our health, and then I will head out to try to get this item. And I say try as if it's like a skill testing challenge, but it's actually quite easy. All you have to do is remember that there was something gleaming in the fireplace back in the assembly hall. So we'll walk in there, go to the fireplace, use the jellyfish juice, and we will obtain the bubbler. So, on first impression, the bubbler is not, or does not seem like the most powerful weapon, but once you get it leveled up to level 3, it actually becomes quite handy. Not so much as an offensive weapon, but it's really good at defending you from projectiles and defending you from enemies that might be flying in or homing in on you. So the bubbler is a valuable weapon to get. It's definitely worth the minimal effort that it takes to actually obtain it. All it takes is a little bit of being observant. So, now we're going to progress the story a little bit further by talking to Sue. And she is going to tell us where we are going to go next. But first, we are going to... oh, no, we're not actually, because there's a tension break here. The Doctor has already found the red flowers. And I don't know how he got that. How he got that information. Maybe the Doctor made like a Facebook status update or a tweet. He's like, found the red flowers, LOL. See you guys at the Super Bowl party tonight. Anyway, we find out we have to go to the Sand Zone. Actually, probably the hardest area in the game for me. That might not be exactly true, but it's absolutely the hardest one so far, and I usually have quite a hard time with some of these enemies that we'll see. And of course, James Cameron over here is telling us that the only person who could possibly go to the Sand Zone and survive is us, which we will soon find is a falsehood as soon as we end up in the Sand Zone, because there is a frail old woman living there who can't even walk because her hips are so totally shot and rusted out. But in any case, we will oblige him, mostly because we have to progress the story. And, as usual, I will practice saving, and I will see you guys in the next video.